Thanks for downloading this CBS podcast. I'm Dana Greenlee at the CBS Television Fall 2005 premiere party right here in Studio 33 inside CBS Television City in Hollywood. Well, we're here right now with Jennifer Love Hewitt from the absolutely wonderful Ghost Whisperer, which I just saw last night in the cemetery in Hollywood. You hosted a wonderful way to screen the show.
Thank you. Thanks.
You were so cute up there introducing the cast and the creatives behind you.
Yes.
And giggling the whole time.
I know. I'm terrified to speak in public.
Oh.
Which I shouldn't be, obviously, in the business that I'm in, but I am. And so the only thing I know how to do is just like tell a quick joke and laugh and then leave and feel like I'm going to pee on myself. So I was like, oh no. Last night I got up and I was like, did I make a fool of us?
Not
and
at all.
They were like, no, it was okay.
Let me tell you that watching that outside on a big screen, it was, can I just say, I cried at the opening scene with the little girl at the funeral. I cried throughout. I cried even at the VFW, and people who will see the premiere will understand this, even though that was a very funny scene.
Yeah.
And the resolution with your particular person that you were helping through, oh my God. I didn't cry at all through the next one I saw, which was not your show. It was another show. This one was just so moving and a lot of chemistry.
Thank you.
And then when you had some close-ups driving your car through your little village, you're stunning.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks
I know you've heard the Audrey Hepburn comparison, but just beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow. Is this the first character? Your character is actually like a medium, like a clairvoyant. It's actually kind of based on true stories or the experience of the person that created the show and a woman also. Is this the first time a character you played has been married?
It is.
I thought so.
Yeah, it's really weird. I feel like a real grown-up for the first time, actually. Because, normally, I mean, even though you're kind of playing an older person, you're still dating and you're, kind of doing these things. And so you could just be like a glorified older teenager and things. But in this, I own a business. I own an antique store. I sort of have this very kind of old soul type job, with dealing with the dead and our earthbound spirits on the show. And then I'm married, So, I really feel like a grown-up. It's kind of weird. And I was telling somebody the other day, we have, like these cute guest stars come in to date Aisha and stuff. And I'm used to them coming in to date me, And I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I wonder if we're going to, and then I'm like, wait a minute. I am married. Like, I get no dates.
Well, you do every night.
It's kind of great. It's fun.
Jim is a character's name, I think, of your husband, is so sweet. And he actually needs a lot of shepherding himself because he's very sensitive about...
Yeah, and he's a paramedic.
Yeah, talk about what he does.
Well, he's a paramedic. They have a very interesting relationship because his job is to save lives and mine is to sort of help people that have lost their lives move on to another place. They don't talk a lot about what each other does in the marriage, and I think it's because they try to just be people. But what I love that they've created... First of all, I love that we are playing a good marriage on TV. I mean, you guys seem to be, very happy, and there are a lot of people in the world who are in really good marriages and you never hear about those. And so I think CBS has done a really smart thing because maybe instead of watching this show like you watch so many others, instead of people wanting to go and get a divorce or be like, see, that's why marriage is bad. Maybe we'll inspire some people to go get married because we have a really good kind of positive marriage. And there's going to be bumps and there's going to be things that are good, but this is not a marriage that we're going to have for one season and then split it up. You know what I mean? Like it's a real kind of thing that we're building on. And David and I have a really good chemistry, and I think that he and I really get along and we're really good friends. And I think that we bring that friendship into their marriage. And so there will always be passion, but you really feel like they're best friends. And Melinda is somebody who needs a hero because she's everyone's hero all day. She runs the antique store and she's the boss, and she, goes and crosses these people over, and she has to be their Superman, and do it all together in 1 hour and, whatever. And the only person that she doesn't have to be a hero for is her husband, and at night he gets to be that for her, and that's what a marriage should be, I think. And so it's really lovely. So I'm excited about that.
In the premiere, though, you actually were helping him out as he almost lost someone as a paramedic. But I just love this line. You gave a great piece of advice to him because he says, we're both about death, and you said.
Yeah, my favorite line where she says, we're in the life business, death is just a part of it. That was the one line, actually, when I read the script as an actress getting an offer to do a television series. That's the line that I took the show on, because I was like, what an amazing concept, and what if a beautiful thought to bring into people's lives, particularly where the world is right now. I just think it's a really messed up place, and something's off kilter, and I don't know what it is. And it has been now for a while, and to hopefully watch a show every Friday night that makes you live better and not have to meet Melinda because you don't have unfinished business and you don't have people that you didn't say the right things to is a lovely idea.
it's kind of an interesting convention in the show, and I don't know if it was just in the premiere, but as it ended, you were, and I wonder if you're going to actually be at funerals a lot during every week, maybe. But there was sort of a play on what might happen next. In the final scene, you don't have to say what it was, but you saw some people. Are you going to try and end every week like that, or is
we don't end every week like that? But we do have a lot of characters that will come out that you never know if you're going to see them again.
Oh, okay.
We do have a lot of people that will approach her that she will see. They will kind of leave you hanging, and then we will move off of them. And sometimes they'll be at the end of the episode. Sometimes they'll be in the middle. Yeah. Sometimes they won't be in it at all, and then the next episode they'll pop back up again. Sometimes we will start a storyline with somebody in episode 2, and you will not see them again until episode 14, and they'll come back, and you'll have to remember it.
How wonderful for your guest stars!
Yeah, it's fun, and it's a neat way to kind of keep people on their toes. And what we didn't want to do is have a formulated thing where you meet A and B, and she fixes them, and then C happens. We didn't want to do that every week, and so by having some people that you never see or help, you assume that she has and will. And so we don't have to tell everyone's story, and that way it kind of keeps a little bit of suspense in there.
Oh, I love that. I kind of see Ayesha as being a sounding board a lot to you.
Right.
So how much is she in the show? Percentage-wise, a
lot more than you got to see them in the pilot. I mean, she and David both have a lot bigger parts than we were able to establish in the pilot, because it's called The Ghost Whisperer. You have to know what Melinda's story is, and we had a lot to explain in the pilot. Ayesha and David are very important to Melinda, my character in the show, because they are the only two people that have ever just taken her for who she is. Oh. What you find out in the series is that she is a person who has tried to. Her grandmother was the only other person that had this gift besides her that she knows of, and she is a person that is constantly believed in people enough to look at her and believed in what she does enough to say, this is what I go through every day. I see these people, and has been condemned for it over and over and over again. And when she met her husband, Jim, he said, I take you no matter what. You know, you crazy. You see dead people. Okay, I'll buy into that and we'll figure it out. I love you. I want to be married to you. And her best friend has kind of done the same thing. She said, well, I'm going to be here and I'm going to support you no matter what. So they play very pivotal roles in the show, and you'll get to learn a lot about each one of them individually as well.
Oh, I'm so much looking forward to learning more about it. I'm definitely going to be there every Friday night. Now, your big premiere is the 23rd.
Yes.
Friday night. Don't miss it. It's on at 8 o'clock. It starts actually a whole evening of fun, doesn't it, on CBS?
Know, yeah.
So your follow-up show, the follow-up show after you is Threshold, and that's very exciting, too. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for downloading this podcast from CBS.com. You can catch more podcasts from the CBS Television Fall 2005 premiere party at CBS.com. Ghost Whisperer is on Fridays at 8 p.m. on CBS.